This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, and welcome back to Movie Battles here on the Flying Cow. I am your host, Clay Johnson, and this is where we take the very best in Disney, Pixar movie trivia, and we put them head to head. But I am not here alone. No, I have here with me today Dr. Megan McCurley. Megs, how are we doing today?
Doing good, Clay. It's nice to see you. It's been a while, I think, since you and I have gotten to call a match.
Yeah.
No mention of the other person, but this is good. Where I feel things are right in the world at this moment.
Yeah. It's nice to kind of we've had I've had a few matches where I've been able to call, and I gotta say it's been kind of nice. To get a little bit back in the swing of things. But today we have quite a match. We have the cooler Chris Diaz taking on the rookie sensation 2-0, the DreamWorker Cameron Holtzman. These two guys have both been on quite a run. Chris didn't have the best season last season, but he is fully taking advantage of this season. He is so far undefeated this season, but so is his opponent, Cameron. And Cameron's brand new. So, I mean, really anything could happen.
Absolutely. Having that momentum coming into this match from the current season has a lot to do with it. Chris has been in the league a little bit longer, but like we said, Cameron just on a roll from the get-go. So it's going to be really interesting to see where the battle lines get drawn here, because they're technically 2-0 on the season. Can they keep it going? And what do we see happening after this match? What's at stake here?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Either one of them wins, they're on a 3-game winning streak. That has got to put them in line for a number one contendership match. So, we will just have to see, who that might be and where that might take them. But what do you say we go ahead and get our two competitors in here today?
That sounds awesome. Let's get to it.
All right. Introducing first, representing whoever he wants, with a record of 2 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 knockout. He is the cooler Chris Diaz. Chris, how are we doing today? Like I said, on a 2-game winning streak, fresh off your first TKO. How are you feeling, sir?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. All right. I'm glad
to the point
to hear that. Absolutely. So I'm curious. You hear us talking about your opponent today, Cameron Holtzman, who is also on a 2-game winning streak. How would you describe your feelings about your competitor today?
A bit, but yeah, excited because facing before another trivia league, and we only had 1 matches in the past.
All right. So, obviously he's excited, but anything could happen. Anything could happen. Well, thanks for talking with us, Chris. We're going to go ahead and bring Cameron in here and his opponent, representing the superior brand, with a record of 2 wins, no defeats, and 1 knockout. He is the DreamWorker, Cameron Holtzman. Cameron, here you are, also on a 2-game winning streak. You are currently undefeated. How are we feeling going into this match today?
I want to tell you all a story. A story about a young man. Comes out of nowhere.
Story time. Okay.
Comes out of nowhere.
Mhm.
People may not like him showing up at first. People might not like the changes that he's bringing into the place he's coming to. But eventually he wins them over. He takes down the evils in front of him. He teams up with the people who will support him. And he makes a difference. Now, it might be self-centered to say that that sounds like my own story. But that is, of course, the story of The Boss Baby, a film far superior to Disney's entire catalog. Was Cars 3 nominated for Best Animated Feature in 2017? No. The Boss Baby was. Was any Walt Disney Animation Studios film nominated that year? No. But The Boss Baby was. The Boss Baby, me, both better than Disney.
Okay. Thank you for story time with Uncle Cam, I guess.
It's the family business.
All right. So, obviously, Cameron seems rather confident today, and pretty on par for him. So, what do you say we go ahead and bring his opponent in here, and we will go ahead and get things started with the reading of the rules for round number 1. In round number 1, 8 questions from random categories will be given to all competitors. Competitors will have 15 seconds to write each answer. Answers must be spoken aloud when revealing your response. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. If either competitor gets all 8 questions correct, they will have a perfect round and receive a 1-point bonus question. Competitors also have 3 repeats they can use at any time throughout the match. So if you want to hear a question again or just need a little bit more time, use those repeats. Competitors also have a challenge. If at any point they disagree with the ruling of a question, they can challenge. If their challenge is upheld, then they will keep their challenge. There is no stealing in this round. All right. Are our competitors ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And Dr. Meggs, are you ready?
Let's get to it.
All right. Well, then I don't know about you guys, but I feel ready for a movie battle. Action begin. And we will go ahead and start with question 1 in round number 1 in the category of early classics and classics. These are the films mostly the 30s through the 50s. And your question. In Alice in Wonderland, which of these characters do we meet first? Tweedledee, the dodo, or the caterpillar?
How well do you know the chronology of this film?
Right?
Only
Yeah.
the details.
Because this is quite a this is not your typical narrative structured film. So it's really all over the place. So this is really going to test their memorization in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we are starting with Chris.
The dodo.
The dodo is correct. Cam.
I said the caterpillar.
All right, so with that, Chris takes a 1-0 lead, starting things off going into question number 2.
Plenty of time to catch back up, but we'll see how these two fare in category of the Renaissance. Movies mostly from the 90s. In Beauty and the Beast, what is the name of Belle's inventor father?
I always wanted to be an inventor when I was a kid. You know, it just as a kid, you hear about that just sounds like a job that you can go apply.
It sounds so glamorous.
Yeah, yeah. It just sounds like, oh, I'm an inventor. I just make stuff. I gotta say though, Belle's dad, not the most aspirational figure in that
lovable, but
absolutely. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A lot of head trauma though. All right.
Let's start with Cameron.
I wrote crazy old Maurice, eh?
I will accept that. Chris, did you also have that?
Maurice.
Very good.
All right. So, Chris, keeping it going. Currently up by 1, 2-1, going into question number 3. In the category of the dark times, these are the films of the 2000s. In which film can you see appearances by Steve Martin, Bette Midler, and Penn and Teller? The dark times, the films of the 2000s, these probably among the more controversial in the Disney catalog. Lots of
say.
The people that love it are mostly the ones that grew up with them.
Yes, not one that you can necessarily introduce to new people easily.
No, I mean there are some hidden gems in there, but there's also some rough ones in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we are starting with Chris.
I believe most of them appear in this film. Fantasia 2000.
Fantasia 2000 is correct. Cam.
Steve Martin's better in The Prince of Egypt.
I honestly can't argue with that.
I love the film, so yeah, I'm in the same boat here.
Good.
All right, so Chris still leads by 1, 3-2, going into question number 4.
And this will be in the category of Pixar. Who provides the voice of Prospector Stinky Pete in Toy Story 2? For many years, this was my favorite of the Toy Story films.
I will say I was firmly in that camp for a while as well. Honestly, I haven't rewatched all of them since the 4th one came out, so it might be a little different. It might be the same. I don't know. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's go ahead and start with Cameron.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer is correct. Over to Chris.
And then I football with that Stinky Pete, Kelsey Grammer.
Very good.
All right. So we are now going into question number 5 in the category of hybrid and Muppets. These are, of course, the live action animation combinations and Muppets films. And your question: in which hybrid film will you see characters such as Nora, Hoagie, and Dr. Terminus? These, this, I've said this before, but this has kind of become the new package films.
It has been. It is the one that tends to trip people up, much in similar fashion that package films did.
It's true. Some of them people really love, and some of them people never even seen apparently. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we're starting with Chris.
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon is correct. And Cameron.
How to Train Your Pete's Dragon.
See, I don't know if I can count that. No, Pete's Dragon, we got it. All right. So Chris still leads. Chris is still perfect going into question number 6.
Which is going to be in the Decline and Wilderness, films released in the 60s to the 80s. What Disney animated film was released in 1986? Go through the catalog, release dates.
Yeah,
There are definitely some gems in this wilderness, and
Yeah,
divine,
yeah,
Even though the name is a little misleading.
Right, well, and also like even though they're considered classics, now a lot of them just didn't do well at the box office. So it was a tough
They were a little
time
slow burn to get going.
2, 2, 1. All right. And
Let's
you
start with
asked that
Cameron.
one, yeah.
A Great Mouse Detective.
That is correct. Chris, did you have it?
Oliver and Company.
Oh. All right. So no longer
Back tied
perfect,
up.
but both competitors doing well. We are now tied at 5. Going into question number 7 in everybody's favorite category, package films. These are the short collections of the 1940s. And your question: in which package film is the cigar-chewing parrot Jose Carioca introduced? At that point, I'm just like, I'm gonna say this as accurately as I can. If it's right or not, I don't know. Surely people know what I'm talking about, though.
I don't think anyone here is going to correct you, at least.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we are starting with Chris.
Saludo, amigos.
Saludos Amigos is correct. And Cameron.
Saludos amigos.
All right, so they confirm for each other. Saludos Amigos is correct. Still tied at 6-6 going into the final question.
And since, yes, we do not have any perfect rounds, this will be the final question in the CG Revolution, films from the 2010s to the present. In Big Hero 6, what is the name of the cheery chemistry enthusiast voiced by Genesis Rodriguez? A cheery chemist.
Yeah, I
I
know.
like that
It's,
description.
when I was like, I don't know if that could be applied to many chemists. I'm sorry?
Okay with first name?
Uh, I need the full thing that the character is
The
known
full
by.
name that she's referred to as.
Yeah. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, we are going to go ahead and start with Cameron on this one.
There is an Oscar that belongs to How to Train Your Dragon 2 sitting in Disney because of this movie, but her name is Honey Lemon.
That is the name I was looking for. Chris, did you pull it?
I only had honey. I can't remember that.
Oh yeah, we needed the full name. All right. So with that, Cameron goes up by 1, going into round number 2. Quite an eventful round there.
Yes.
You know, the lead getting traded back and forth, and just a last minute miss at the end gives Cameron a 1-point lead. So this is definitely anyone's game going into this second round. So let's go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 2. All right, and round number 2, also known as the wheel round. Each competitor will spin the wheel up to 2 times. If a competitor does not like their first spin, they can choose to spin again, unless, of course, they land on opponent's choice, in which case they're stuck with it. Competitors will get 4 questions in that category. Questions in this round are worth 2 points. Multiple choice is available. However, if you go to it, the value of the question will drop to 1 point. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. Opponents may steal if a competitor gives an incorrect response. Repeats and challenges are still in effect. All right. And we, like I said, Cameron is currently up by 1, so he is going to get to make the decision. Cameron, would you like to spin first, or would you like to defer to Chris?
Much like the best Shrek movie, 2.
You're going to go second. All right. So we are going to go ahead and bring the wheel up for Chris. All right. So, Chris, can you see the wheel? Chris, can you see the wheel?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then, Chris, this spin is yours. All right, Chris, obviously looking for something strong to give himself a lead here, and he has landed on early classics and classics. These are, of course, the films of the 30s through the 50s. Chris, would you like to keep it or spin again?
Spin again.
Spinning again. All right. So we're going to spin one more time. Like I said, looking for something stronger. He wants to have a strong round, and he has landed on recent Pixar. So Chris is going to receive 4 questions in the category of recent Pixar. As a reminder, these are the films from 2010 to the present. All right. And Chris, I am going to be asking these questions to you. And your first question in the category of recent Pixar. What is the name of the sign spinner who guides Joe on the spirit plane in Soul?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. All right. So your options there. Is it A, Starshine, B, Moonwind, C, Sunny Day, or D, Mungbean?
B, Moonwind.
B as in boy? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Yes. B, Moonwind is correct for 1 point. All right, moving on to Chris's second question. That one tied him with Cameron. He will have the opportunity to take the lead with this second question. In Toy Story 4, Duke Kaboom is originally from what country?
Multiple choice, to be safe.
All right, multiple choice it is. And your options there. Is it A, Canada, B, Australia, C, England, or D, Germany?
Canada.
Canada is correct for 1 point. With that, he takes a 1 point lead, 8-7. You can build that with this penultimate question in this round. Which Oscar-winning actress provided the voice of Dean Hardscrabble in Monsters University?
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren is correct for 2 points. All right. And your final question in recent Pixar. In Inside Out, the pizza Riley encounters has what peculiar topping?
Pineapple.
Pineapple is incorrect. So Cameron is going to get the chance to steal. In Inside Out, the pizza Riley encounters has what peculiar topping?
I believe George W. Bush would hate this pizza. Broccoli.
Broccoli is correct for a huge 2-point steal. That only puts Cameron within 1 of Chris, 10-9, going into Cameron's round number 2. So we are going to go ahead and bring up the wheel for Cameron.
Good game so far.
All right. And Cameron, can you see the wheel?
Yes, I can.
All right, then here's your spin. And you have landed on the category of directors. Would you like
I will
to
keep that.
it? All right, didn't even let me finish the question there. He is keeping directors. So Cameron, one of the few people who would opt to stay with directors, but he is keeping it going into this round. And Cameron, Megan is going to be asking these questions to you.
Karen, you very confidently decide to take directors on your first spin, and your first question is, along with Phil Johnston, who directed 2018's Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Rich Moore.
Rich Moore is correct for 2 points.
He takes the lead.
Ralph
By
Breaks the
1
Internet
point.
sucks, and that's not even a joke opinion. It's just a trash film.
Wow, gotta say I disagree, but all right.
Well, let's see if we can keep the controversial conversation going with this next question of who directed The Good Dinosaur?
Good Dinosaur is Peter Son.
Peter Son is correct with a unique spelling, but yes, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Extending that lead once again here with 2 more questions remaining. Cameron, your third question. Who directed The Muppets Take Manhattan?
Frank Oz.
Frank Oz is also correct for
No
another 2
hesitation
points.
there. Like to
Just
see that
coming-
on the Muppets question.
Coming through this category like butter, but we have one final question here. Which director, known for stop motion, helmed James and the Giant Peach?
King, absolute legend, Henry Selick.
Henry Selick is the correct answer for another 2 points, sweeping that round for the
I was about
full
to say,
8 points.
Cameron ran
Coraline
that
deserved
category.
Up's Oscar. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it now.
All right, so with that, Cameron takes a 7-point lead at the end of round number 2. So we are going to be going into round number 3. Chris still has some options here, but it's definitely going to be tough. So let's go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 3. All right, in round number 3, competitors will pick 3 numbers ranging from 1 to 20 that correspond to 3 random categories. Each competitor will receive 3 questions. Questions in this round are worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. There is no stealing or multiple choice in this round. Repeats and challenges are still in effect. All right, so as I said, Cameron currently has a 7-point lead, so he is going to have the opportunity to choose his 3 numbers first. So Cameron, what sounds good?
We'll go with 12 for the age I was when the masterpiece Rise of the Guardians was released. I will go with 2, the number of movies about ants that came out at around the same time. And I will take 16 because I feel like it.
All right. Cause you feel like it. Always a good reason. And Chris.
5,
Mhm.
1, and 9.
Did you say 1?
Yeah.
5, 1, and 9?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, Chris, you are currently down by 7. So, you don't have to get them all right to send it back to Cameron, but obviously every point is going to help at this point. But you are going to have to answer some questions in order to avoid the TKO. So, we are going to start with your 2-point question. And you chose number 5.
Yeah.
That relates to the category of the Dark Times. And your question for 2 points in the Dark Times, films of the 2000s. In The Princess and the Frog, what is the name of the voodoo priestess who helps Tiana? In 5, 4, repeat. All right, that was your first one. You still have 2 more. All right, and your question again in the category of the Dark Times in 2000s. In The Princess and the Frog, what is the name of the voodoo priestess who helps Tiana?
Good game. Baby mama.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Mama Odie.
I was thinking
Mama
mama.
Odie. All right,
Like,
so
game's not over yet, Chris. You still
yeah,
got a shot.
I was about to say you are still in this, Chris. You are going to need to hit your next 2 questions in order to stay alive, but you are still alive at the moment. We are moving to your 3-point question, and you chose number 1. That relates to the category of early classics and classics, films of the 30s through the 50s. And your question, in Dumbo, what does Timothy the mouse use to try to lure Dumbo out of the haystack?
Peanut.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Peanut. Peanut is
That's what I heard.
correct for 3 points. All right. Brings you within 4 of Cameron. So we will now be moving to Chris's 5-point question. As a reminder, if Chris gets this correct, then he will avoid the TKO and send it over to Cameron to have to answer some questions. However, if he misses, Cameron will win by TKO.
Good job, Cameron.
And Chris, you chose number 9. That relates to the category of early Pixar. It's the films of the early part of the catalog through 2009. And your question, in Ratatouille, what is the name of Remy's father?
Oh. Repeat.
All right, that is your second. You have 1 left. In early Pixar, in Ratatouille, what is the name of Remy's father? In 5,
Repeat.
4. All right, that is your final repeat. In the category of early Pixar for 5 points. In Ratatouille, what is the name of Remy's father?
TK Cameron. Walter.
And your winner by TKO, the DreamWorker, Cameron Holzman. We were looking for Django. Django. His name was Django. So tough round. So, some tough questions there at the end. But we will see you guys in a second for post-match interviews. I gotta say that tough round there for Chris. I mean, he looked so good in that first round. And then, even his round number 2 wasn't too bad until the end. That steal really set things in motion that he just was not able to overcome from that point on.
He was navigating with checking out multiple choice a couple of times, but he took that big swing there at the very end, and it was just the wrong time to make that kind of swing because it did allow a 4-point swing in Cameron's favor, and then Cameron just obliterating that director's category just opened that gap even wider. So
and I mean, I know this is only his 3rd match, but I think we have already seen that Cameron is the type of competitor you cannot take those huge risks with, because if you do, he's gonna run over you.
He'll make you pay for it most of the time. So
but like I said, still great match from both competitors today. So let us go ahead and let's move into today's post-match interviews.
All right, and I am here with Chris. Unfortunately, Chris, things just didn't quite go your way today, but overall, how are you feeling about how your match went? Your round 1 was strong, but talk me through kind of what was going on today.
Listen, in my first lot of the season, I now 2-3. It's better than you to say from when I first started out.
Absolutely.
I still got plenty of years left. I still got plenty of months left before the end of the year. I could.
Absolutely. There's lots of room left to go here. So originally in your round 2, you spun away from early classes and classics and ended up on early Pixar. I know things didn't quite go the way you expected, but do you still feel confident in that decision, or you think maybe you'll rethink that decision down the road?
I say I'm getting better at everything. I finally watched one of the most recent Pixar movies I never watched recently. And it's getting better. Listen, Cameron is a fantastic player. I lost him many times before, but I really respect him. He's someone I do respect this league, and I'm happy. I want new competition. And just allow me to go back to drawing board and face other people, and then come back and maybe face Cameron one day, whoever wins.
Absolutely. I love seeing this attitude, and I am definitely looking forward to seeing you bounce back from this and come back even stronger. So best of luck to you on your next match. And once again, sorry for this loss, but always great to have you here.
Yeah, congratulations, Cam. I'm very happy for you. Get it whatever when you go up next, the one for the money, because I see you winning the title eventually.
And I am back here with today's winner with a TKO here. Cameron, how are you feeling about your competitor? He gave you a lot of props. What do you have to say for your opponent today?
I did not take Chris lightly, having seen Chris's past matches and knowing who he had to play to get here, and knowing that he beat them. It definitely got me worried a little bit in my head. And then round 1, him taking that lead right away, I was sweating a little bit, but I managed to work it back. And then, like it was said in the post-match, truly the deciding factor of that match was just the 1 2-point steal. Just to drop the facade for a moment, I love Inside Out. It's a great movie. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. And I love it. And so when I had the opportunity to go for it, I was super excited. But and then 7 points is a really hard gap to try and close, especially on what we've seen from 5-point questions in this league. They can be nigh impossible at times. And so the fact that Chris was close and that he didn't give up, I respect it a lot.
Absolutely. I think you guys both showed some great prowess today. Has anything changed for you? I mean, you're pretty new in this league, but as you've progressed on, as you're maybe looking forward to what you want to do later on in the league, does this give you reason to adjust anything you're doing, or are you just going to stay business as normal with your preparations?
I mean, like I said before the match, the boss baby, like myself, is a champion. It's a winner. But as we've seen in the continued extended boss baby universe, he can't do it alone. It's a family business. That's why the sequel was called Family Business. So I've been getting some help. I've been getting some wisdom, some advice. Yeah.
Okay, so dropping a little hint here of maybe some things that we might be hearing about down the road, but definitely a big congratulations on your win here. Definitely look forward to what is coming up with you later on into this league, and we'll go back to the desk.
All right, so there you have it. We have a new 3-0 competitor. Rather a terrifying one, if you ask me. I mean, I can only imagine what it might take to stop Cameron. And like I said, he is now 3-0. He has got to be in line for a number one contendership match at the very least, because he has been rather impressive.
Absolutely. As much as he seems to enjoy making fun of the Disney and Pixar's and considers another studio superior, he's doing pretty well for himself here in this league. And I think it's going to take someone pretty impressive to topple this one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it might be coming around the corner. You never know. We have a lot of stuff on the way. Speaking of, we have a big summer event that we are going to be doing coming up in just a few weeks during the first week of July. It is Movie Battles Fallout. It is our big event, just like Blowout at the end of the season. This will be a multiple day with multiple matches. We're going to see a championship, as has already been announced. That is where we will see the little boat, Caleb Boatman, taking on the current reigning undefeated champion, Mad Madam Kelly Meehan. We will just have to see if Boatman can overcome the odds there. We will also be having a number one contendership match. Perhaps Cameron will be part of that. And we will also be doing some other things. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. But as for now, in order to see all of that upcoming stuff, you got to stay here. You got to stay watching. And as always, move.
Moo.